Hi, I'm Jay Thomas from jthomasauto.ca, and I'm at the 27th annual Watrous Fun Run. It is a perfect day for this show. Just barely a breeze, the sun is shining nice and warm, and man, are there cars out here. I mean, like, it goes all this way around and everywhere down the street, and there's people everywhere, and there's music, and there's food. It's great. And right now, we're going to talk to somebody. His name is Bob, and he's got a car that I have dreamt about ever since I was a kid. I had one of these models on my shelf on my wall. I always wanted to drive one. In fact, I got the chance to just a couple of years ago, but I still want to talk to Bob about his Cadillac. So come on over here. This is Bob, and Bob, it's great to meet you.
Great.
Of course, and Bob's got one of my favorite cars, a 59 Cadillac. Now, Bob, it's a 59 Cadillac what?
Fleetwood.
Fleetwood, okay.
That's right.
So there was Eldorado, I know, in those years, and there was a few other, right?
And Coupe de Villes, and there was flat tops, and there was this model, and quite a few different ones.
Right, okay. Now, this is a four-door hardtop, right?
Yeah.
And like you said, there was flap top with the wraparound back window,
that's
right?
Correct, yeah.
That's that version as well.
Yeah.
A 1959 Fleetwood. Okay, so we're going to go through some of the things that make this Fleetwood special. Let's start with the story. Where did you find this thing?
Well, first of all, we understand that the car came from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Okay.
So there's a story behind that, because underneath the mirror on the women's side, sun visor, was a person's name, address, and phone number. Now, I'm not going to assume anything, but Albuquerque, New Mexico.
So somebody got a girl's number is what you're saying.
That's right. And I'm trying to track that number down in Albuquerque to see if I can locate that person.
Of course, we don't know if that was written in 1959 or 1960 or somewhere around there. It could be pretty old, right?
That's right. And I tried the phone number, and that didn't work.
Okay, so we know it came from New Mexico originally. That's where we believe it started. But where did you find it?
Okay, this car I found close to Nipawin, Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
And it came up here to a family, and that company went bankrupt, and this was a repossession. And one of the farmers, local farmers, was told to come down and have a look at two old cars.
Okay.
And so there was a 59 Chevrolet convertible, and there was this car. And he didn't want this one, he wanted the Chevrolet convertible, but it was already sold. So he had this car, and the gentleman got stomach cancer. The car was parked in a barn or an old shed, and that's where I spotted it when I was picking Saskatoons at his Saskatoon berry farm.
Really?
And so about 2 years after I knew it was there, they phoned me up to come and pick Saskatoons, and I said, "Is that old black car still sitting in that shed? I'll come and pick berries if you let me have a look at that car again."
Okay.
And unbeknownst to me, they wanted to sell it. So there, my wife and I were picking Saskatoons, and guess what? I purchased the car, and I come down, tell my wife, "Guess what? We just bought ourselves a Cadillac."
Cool.
She says, "What?" I said, "Yeah, we just bought ourselves a Cadillac, but it's okay. Don't worry about it." So that's where I got a hold of it. Now, that's 2008.
So what did it look like? I mean, we're going to look at some pictures in a book you've got, but describe to me, what kind of shape was it when you got it?
Well, it was so bad that when the transport company came to pick it up to deliver to my home, I would not sit in this vehicle.
Ooh.
Because it had been left and the mice just took over.
So that was a mouse house.
That was a mouse house.
Yeah.
And even when I got it home, I had to mask up and wear a respirator because of hantavirus.
Of course,
everything. But when I first started it, you should have seen what come out of the old exhaust pipes. Barley, wheat, oats, you name it.
All kinds of fluff and everything, hey?
All over the garage floor.
Okay, so you got it home. Wow, they brought it to your house.
Yeah.
And did you get it to run soon, or did you have to tear everything apart first?
I got it running probably within a couple of weeks, because that's not a big challenge for me because I understand engines. The fuel pump was seized and a few things like that, but that wasn't a problem. But I did get it running, but being a person that has built engines before,
Yep.
I couldn't wait to pull it and go the whole 9 yards
Rip it
on the
apart.
engine. Rip it apart.
Okay, so you know what? We're gonna go around the whole car here, and Bob's gonna tell us about kind of everything that he's done on it. But why don't we start with the under the hood?
Sure,
let's,
we can, yeah.
Let's open the hood. Now, what I love about the '59 Cadillac is this grille. This is got to be one of my favorite parts, and it's kind of a mirror finish on the back of the car. We'll see later. But all these little bullets that are on here. The front end of this car weighs a ton, doesn't it? Look, all this chrome.
Oh, absolutely. This car just comes in at under 3 ton.
Holy smoke.
Yeah. Now you know why I got a floor jack in the trunk to lift it in case I got a flat tire.
No doubt. Okay, so what's under the hood? What do we have here?
We got a 390 stock engine. Well, sort of stock.
Sort of stock.
I've got an Isky racing cam in it.
Yep.
And I've done a few modifications in the rebore and the cylinder heads, and I'm running Edelbrock carburetor.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you took it right out of the car.
Oh, absolutely. Transmission and motor all out. You'll see it in the book.
When you did restore the car, did you do a frame off restoration? How far did you go?
The body didn't come off the frame.
Yeah.
But everything from the frame up has been done.
Taken apart, repainted,
Oh.
put back together, the whole bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Fenders were off here, everything.
Did you have a lot of parts you had to hunt for and search for?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the engine parts come out of the U.S.
Okay.
and the chrome, I could get some in Canada, but there again, you have to go stateside.
Well, you're going to tell us a little bit of a story about what makes a Fleetwood special. A little decal on the side. We'll get into that in just a bit.
Yeah.
So, wow, what a spectacular job in here. But everything's just beautiful. The blue and the orange, were those the stock colors?
No.
No?
This was actually all dark blue.
Okay.
Now, I've had people question me on the color of this engine, and they say, well, why do you have that? Or why do you have that? I said, because I own the car.
That's a good excuse. Sure, paint it what you want. It's
And
your car.
My cylinder heads are flat black.
Yep.
And my exhaust manifolds, I had them powder coated a silver
And
color.
silver, that looks good too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And some was done with orange and some with blue. So.
There was originally a 4-barrel quadrojet on this, though, right?
That's right.
That's what would have come with it.
A
originally.
Rochester, yeah.
A Rochester, yeah. Power brakes.
Yep.
Power steering.
Yep.
Air conditioning.
It had air conditioning, but I disconnected it all because I didn't want to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Plus, to run that pump, it would take 10 horsepower away from my gas pedal.
Well, I've got the original factory air on my Buick
Yeah.
with a little bit bigger motor, and yeah, oh boy, it's incredible the difference the air conditioner makes when it's going.
Yeah.
You know, acceleration not so good, fuel economy even worse. Take us down here. So,
Okay.
original hubcaps.
Now, those hubcaps, they're special. And I've seen 4 of those on eBay.
Yep.
Show quality, $4,000.
$4,000 for a hubcap that can roll off as you go around the corner.
Well, when I go to the railway crossings, I slow down big time. And then I always watch in my mirrors to see if a hubcap is going.
Yeah, high plate going down the road,
Yeah.
right?
So these are very special, and you'll see the matching color. The crown, of course,
Okay.
Cadillac, and the black and white.
The black and the white, of
And
course.
actually, this here is all black strips in there.
Oh,
they're-
okay.
And these are really different. All of these come off. All
Oh,
of these.
really?
Yeah. So you can take it apart and
Clean it all up, eh?
Yeah. But here's
Okay,
my
so
air,
come over
here's,
here.
here's my air conditioning right here.
Look at that. They're power vent windows. Do
Yeah.
it again for us, Bob. Look at that.
Yeah.
So now being a Fleetwood, that was the top of the line.
Well, the '59 Cadillac, all of the models were the top of the line.
Sure, of course.
This may be the big daddy of them all in my eyes.
Yeah.
But it's hard to compete with the Eldorados and the convertibles.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to compete with them.
Now I noticed that on the dashboard, you're going to see the electric eye, and we'll get a shot of that in there. Now, does it work?
Yep. Oh yeah. And
Auto dimming high beams, right?
That's right.
what that did.
And the apparatus that controls that is located down in here, underneath the kick plate on the inside of the
And
driver's side.
those are the days before a lot of modern electronics. So it's a lot of switches and wires and resistors and capacitors and all that stuff, eh?
It's got all that. And that part of the electronics of this car, the wiring,
Yeah.
that's more of a challenge for me than the physical building of it.
Yeah, totally, because it's complicated. Now you got power windows,
Yep.
power locks.
Yep.
Now, are they actually strictly electronic, or are they hydraulic or
No.
vacuum or anything like that?
These are all electric.
They are electric.
Now, some of the later models come out with vacuum.
Yep.
but this is far more simpler.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Plus, when you hammer on the gas, your windows can still go up, right?
There you go.
Don't run out of vacuum.
Yeah.
How many miles on it now? You rebuilt the engine.
I got 400 miles on it.
400.
Yep.
That's it.
That's not bad for 10 years work, eh?
Not at all. Now, where's the leather from? You were telling me about that.
Oh, that comes out of Italy, and you know why? Because the leather that comes from there, it is more uniform, and the thickness is more uniform, and it makes it a whole lot easier for the seamstress to do a perfect job.
Right, and no ripples and no creases and things like that, right?
Or thickness, like I'm talking.
Yep.
You know,
right.
The hides.
Now, Cadillac, and now lesser cars had vinyl and cloth, or they just had vinyl, but this came with real leather in it, right?
Real leather.
Okay, now where did you find the cloth?
The cloth came out of SMS, out of the United States, and you can get pretty much all aftermarket cloth original.
Yeah.
So that's perfect. Now, the other thing I have to show you here is 6-way power seat.
Now, my Buick has got that same power seat control,
Yeah.
but that's 10 years later. So
Okay.
that would have been, this would have been incredible.
That horn ring.
Yes.
There's very few 59 Cadillacs that have a complete horn ring. They've all been broken
busted.
because people pushed in the middle of them rather than honk the horn here.
And that's got the quad horn, I hear, too,
There you
right?
go.
That's the train horn.
Yeah. Well, one of those out of the States, new old stock, would be at least $1,500.
Oh, wow.
So, the story behind this one, I had half a ring,
Yeah.
and I bought the other half off of eBay for $125, and then I had Alberta plating welded together for me and re-chromed.
And re-chrome it.
Yeah.
Two pieces to make one whole ring.
There you go.
Very cool. Now, AM radio, of course.
That's
right?
an aftermarket radio.
Yep.
And the reason I put it in there because I'm running a 10 CD player out of my trunk.
Oh, cool.
And I'm also got a USB port, so I can choose my own music.
Sure, that's
Okay.
great. Now,
So-
what we want to talk about here is what makes the Fleetwood a Fleetwood.
Okay.
Now, you were telling me about this part of the car.
Absolutely. This is an imitation air scoop, and this was the only Cadillac that came out with that.
Right.
All the different models. So that's what another thing that makes this car very unique is that air scoop. And if you look at the design of that whole rear end, it looks like a jet airplane.
Totally.
And that was part of the designing engineers to outdo Chrysler
Yep,
and the other competition.
of course.
Yeah.
And that was the jet age of automotive design, right? That's what it was all about. I mean, even if you look at the wings
on
and
the-
these jet-shaped brake lights, right? That's what it was all about.
And the other thing is this, I believe, was one of the highest fins, 42 inches.
Yes, I believe this car does hold the record. All of the 59s hold the record for the tallest fins out of everything.
So all of my chrome was done pretty much in Alberta plating. But I want to show you what's really unique about my trunk.
And first up, get a shot of this.
Yeah, get a shot of this. This is the original 59 keys.
Like,
As you can see, they're well worn, but they're all stamped 59.
and even the tag that you've got, the key tag,
That-
says Fleetwood.
That's right. It came out of my 60 parts car.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so show us the trunk here.
Now,
Oh, now that's amazing.
so there's my CD
CD
player.
changer.
Yeah. So I can listen to Elvis Presley. I can listen to the Eurythmics. I can listen to Adele or whatever I choose to listen to.
That's good. Now, one thing I noticed that I didn't know this car had was an auto closing trunk.
Exactly.
I didn't know that this, now GM's been doing this for a long time. In fact, they even did it up until like about the 90s. I didn't realize they did it as early as 59. Is this the first year that happened?
I'm not sure about that, but this one, it came from factory like that.
Amazing. You want to close it for us?
You close it. I want you to experience
All right. So all you do is you just push it down until it touches,
Yep.
and then
There
let
it
it go,
goes.
and it closes by itself.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Now you were telling me there's a key for the fuel door too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Because there was a third key. Where does the fuel door hide? Right under
It
there.
hides right in the center there. So usually I like to open my trunk first. and then this opens up, and there's a locking gas cap.
Right from factory as well.
Absolutely.
That little hideaway gas cover.
Yeah.
How brilliant is that?
Yeah. The license plate.
Okay, yes. Now, the license plate is
Avenue.
Avenue, okay. Well, I think of like, comes to my mind is Park Avenue, a Buick line, but that's probably not what it's about. What's Avenue about?
So for me to get that, SGI was questioning, what's this avenue mean to you? I says, well, it's the opposite of streets, right? Yeah, okay. So she says, yeah, it's legal, I'll do that for you.
Okay.
But the story behind that comes from the Anne of Green Gables movie.
Okay, I'm familiar with the movie, sure.
Okay, so Mr. Cuthbert
Yep.
picks up little Anne, taking her back to Green Gables in the horse and carriage,
Sure.
and they come around the corner and he stops, and you see Green Gables there, but on both sides is flowering apple trees.
Yeah.
And he tells her, we call this the Avenue. Beautiful.
Yep.
So that's why I wanted to have that plate on my car.
Because it's a gorgeous car and it's
Yeah.
beautiful when you see it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What a great story. That's,
Yeah, it
that's
gets-
phenomenal.
It gets a lot of attention.
Well, it's a beautiful car. It's a dream car of mine and of yours, and it's great to see like this put all back together and looking so fantastic and so original, you know, put back to the way it was supposed to be. And I love seeing that in cars like this, you know, that mirror black finish and all the chrome down to perfect. So fantastic to see this. Thank you so much for the tour.
Great. Thanks for the interview.
For more
Enjoy.
videos like this, go to jthomasauto.ca, and of course we'll also be talking about and posting a little bit about this whole Watrous Fun Run, so check out the post as well.